Welcome back to my channel, AI True Scale. This is Sirisha Ross, your host. Today I'm sitting down with someone whose story starts on the other side of the world and lands right here in a chair where lives are genuinely transformed. Eleni Tziouvaras is the owner of eSalon in Goleta, California, a first generation Greek immigrant who turned a denied art scholarship into a 30-year career mastering the chemistry of hair color. She is one of the fewer than 3,000 board certified hair colorists in the entire country. She now grades the exam she once studied for, and she's helped cancer patients see themselves again through the hair regeneration. Welcome to the show, Eleni.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very honored.
So, what made you fall in love with hair before you ever picked up the scissors? In the other words, can you share your story with my audience?
Well, when I always loved like makeup and hair and stuff like that when I was in school. I was an artist as well. So they kind of both played hand in hand. But what I found with doing hair, you can actually see people's emotions and how you can change their lives while you're doing it. And I think that is what also was a big thing for me because I really like, making people feel good, look good. It's that old Vidal Sassoon saying, if you don't look good, I don't look good kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. So my hairstylist actually makes me very special. Once
Yes.
I'm like every time I go there, I feel like so special, and I feel like I need to go on a date that night
Yes.
because my hair is so beautiful and I look so young again.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think I really appreciate everything that you're doing for your clients. So how did losing that art scholarship redirect your entire life?
Well, I mean, that was that long story short, I mean, I had it, but my Greek parents had a hard time letting me go. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
ended up moving to Greece for a year, after high school, and then I came back and then I reintroduced myself back into that. I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna, go for beauty school because I was a really big fan of Vidal Sassoon because I thought if I'm gonna do it, that's the route I want to be on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so because I just loved his way of doing haircuts and all that kind of stuff. So it was very structured. I wanted structure if I was going to do it that way. And so I was on a wait list for the beauty college here, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be like a 2-year wait. Anyways, I ended up getting in like I think it was like 6 months.
Hmm. That's awesome. That's great, and I think he's famous for his precision cuts. Is that
Yes, he was
right?
also an architect first.
Mm,
And then
okay.
it was in his family. I did have the privilege of meeting his son, I think it was like 10 years ago.
Mm.
So I'm just a huge fan of him. I mean, I know I'm like, the other generation, the younger generation, when I mentioned to it, they're like, who's that?
Right, right. Yeah, no, I think I was trying to get another podcast with another hairstylist, and she's a salon owner, just
Yeah.
like you. And so I still need to go back and get that podcast and put it in the same series as yours. And she also trained in the Riddle Sassoon's training academy. So I was kind of like that's when I was digging deep into like what is about. And again, like I am an immigrant from India. So
Yeah.
I did not hear that name until I got into like having podcasts with that lady. So that's why I was like, I looked at your profile and that you also had Vidal Sassoon in there. I was like, I need to ask her. I need to basically say, oh, I know her. I know him.
True.
So what kept you going while waitressing nights and building clients?
Um, Basically, I was really hungry for it. My parents couldn't really support me in that, financially, so I had to do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a lot of work. I felt like I didn't sleep for like probably the first 10 years of my life, to be honest with you. So I just kept working and working and working. And then I eventually was able to build my clientele. And no, again, we're going back 30 years. I mean, this is when we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have social media. This was, all word of mouth. So
Right.
my generation, I feel like we had to work a lot more harder to get where we were.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, because of that, we are more passionate and we know things don't come
Right.
easy. And so we're just diehards that way.
Right. And the resilience, right? Like you just keep trying and
Yes.
trying. I think right now the generation is like, oh yeah, if it gets a little bit harder, I'm moving on to. I will pivot to something else. I will just change the direction. Yeah, no, I think that's great. So why does hair color chemistry matter most than most clients realize?
I think because there's always been I don't want to say the word stigma, but like people say, oh, you're a stylist, or should I call you a cosmetologist? There's always been that thing around it. I think people just assume hair color is really easy. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm going back 30 years ago. What I know now and what I knew then is so different because of chemistry, because of the chemistry that's about color and all the things that we use now are so much better. So,
Mm-hmm.
our background, you have to know your chemistry now. That's my personal choice. Not every stylist does that. I mean, they all know the
Mm-hmm.
basics, but if you're not keeping up with technology and the chemistry of what's going on with any product line or, hair care line that you use, especially with color, you have to know your pH. You
Mm-hmm.
have to know your client's hair, their history. Are they on medication? Do they have, skin ailments? It could be psoriasis, I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
have to ask so many things, and sometimes I have to drag that out of them because it does reflect on your outcome of when you're doing a chemical service.
Huh. So is it kind of like you ask them for the history
Yeah.
before you suggest them? Okay, this. And what about like the color selection? If someone comes and tells you, like, let's say my hair, right? If I come and say like, "Hey, Elena, I want like a red hair." What do you like? If you think that it's not good for me and it doesn't suit me, what's your style of telling me that, hey, this is no, I will not do it, or will you do it?
So I am known for being very honest, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give my honest opinion as far as like, yeah, maybe no, I don't think so because of your skin tone. And it really goes by skin tone. It also goes by their personality, what kind of job they have, like how do they want to present themselves in the world?
Mm-hmm.
So my theory is like, don't let the shoes wear you, you wear the shoes. The same thing with your hair. So
Right.
and it's also a maintenance factor too. I have all these questions
Right.
like, okay, this will look great on you, but do you want to be here every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, stuff like that.
Mm. That makes a lot of sense. So I was at my hairstylist maybe 3 weeks ago, and there was another hairstylist doing someone else's hair,
Mhm.
and me and my hairstylist felt the same. Like, why is she? So she was hair. Her hair was beautiful, and
Yeah.
she was having like these red streaks, and
Yeah.
it didn't match her color. It did not match her hair. And once she left, we asked the other hairstylist, like, hey, why did you do that red color? It doesn't match. Like, I see, I'm not a hairstylist.
Yeah.
When I looked at it, like, I was looking at my mirror and I could see her hair in the background.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt that. And me and my hairstylist talked to each other and we said, like, hey, what do you think about that hair? And my hairstylist, like, no, that's not good at all. And we
Yeah.
both went and asked the hairstylist, and she's like, "Oh no, that girl wanted it
Yeah.
because she wanted it." And we were like, "Why can't she say no? It's not good." And
Yeah.
something like that, right? Some people don't do it. Some people were like, okay, yeah, my client is asking for it and I need to do it. So that's why I asked you the question.
Yeah.
Like, if I come to you with I want like the whole red, I expect my hairstylist to say like, no way, you're not doing it, because she will know about me, right? Like what I do and what everything about me. So she should definitely say no, no, don't do that.
Yes.
So Yeah, no, I think that's a great answer.
Thank you.
So, how did you build a Zen salon in an industry known for drama?
I know, right? God, great. You know my industry pretty well. So I basically I have worked in high drama places before and they were not my thing. And so I I'm not a person that likes to move from salon to salon. I like to have a home. My clients like to have a home,
Mm-hmm.
and keep switching around, stuff like that. So after years of being in the industry, I was with a salon for half my career. I mean, 15 years almost, and they ended up selling. And I went to another salon and they were kind of like they ended up selling. And so
Mm-hmm.
I finally decided I needed to make my own home. And that's when I thought I need to make this more zen. I mean, everybody's already stressed out. Life is can be stressful. People don't want to come to the hair salon to hear my problems, other people's problems. They want to come there and relax. So I've always been a kind of a zen person that way because I really like to focus on my clients that way, and they also deserve that. They
Mm-hmm.
are paying, not only are they paying for a service, they're also paying for the environment. And so
Right.
that's how I just kind of look at that as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but you also attract that kind of clientele too. Like maybe
Right.
I've been in other salons where they like that chaos.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, they feel like, oh, the energy's super high right now. So that means things are happening in here. I mean, I've had
Mm-hmm.
other stylists come in here, into my place and be like, are you guys busy? And I'm like, we're always busy, but it's not,
Yeah.
high
Drama.
octane.
Right. Right. No, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, like some people just go to the salons to went out, right? So that's like the
Yeah.
place where you went out. And some people don't want that. Some people just wants to go there and just relax and just
Yes.
have fun and look beautiful. So, no, I think that's good.
Yes.
So, what happens in the chair when a cancer patient sees new growth?
So usually, I mean, I've been with my clients for a long time and, they're the ones who tell me when they have cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I even get emotional about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they're already in fear. So my thing is
Yeah.
like, I just need to know what they're on, what their protocol is. There's certain things that I cannot do service wise on them when they're in the process of doing chemo. They're just
Mm-hmm.
they're so fragile.
Right.
Their emotions are fragile, their body is fragile. So what I end up doing for them is, maybe a scalp treatment or, cutting their hair. Or I do also help them like try to pick out a wig if they need a wig,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm.
know,
So what's that regeneration process look like? What do you do
for the
for the cancer patients? Is there like a treatment, or is just that you follow them throughout the process and
I really follow them throughout the process because there's so many different kinds of cancers and it affects everybody in a different way. They
mm-hmm.
kind of give me their information and I work upon that where I'm like, I mean, I did have a gal a while back ago and her hair was just growing back and she wanted to be a
Mm-hmm.
bleach blonde. And I felt like, and just so everybody knows, I'm sure anybody who's had cancer obviously knows this. When you go through chemo and your hair starts growing back, it's never the same. It's either really straight, curly, coarse, or, it's just not the same. So
Yeah.
therefore, your hair is going to react to, a different chemical process too.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I had this gal and she really wanted to be a bleach blonde. And I said, well, are you sure? Did your doctor say it was okay? Like, how many weeks are you out of your chemo? Stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
And, I, and she was like, I don't care. Let's just do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, well, this is what might happen. Like you might get really sensitive to it. And if in the first 5 or 10 minutes, then I'll have to wash it off. Anyways, we went through
Okay.
the whole process and it ended up turning more of an orange than a yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And then, which we tried to tone it down. And then later on, her just started breaking off a little bit, here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt so uncomfortable doing it. And I was like,
Right.
and then she kept coming back. And then I'm like, you do realize you have like pieces of hair falling out, right? And
Yeah.
But sometimes, I get it. Like cancer patients always, want to go back to the way they were with
Hmm.
what they were doing, but that's not always possible. Sometimes you have to pivot and do
Right.
something different. And sometimes that different can be so much better.
Right, right. No, yeah, I see what you're saying. And I think that's when you help them
Yeah.
say that, okay, yes, your previous hair was like this, and now because of the chemo or radiation treatment, this is how your hair is right now, and we need to do a different process or a different color.
Yeah.
I think that's where your help is needed for the patients
Yeah.
like that.
And
That makes
I've
sense.
also had like, people in my family have cancer. So I'm very close to it. I've seen a lot with it.
Right, right. And I think it's kind of emotional too, right? Like for the person as well.
Yes.
Because again, like as you said, they want to see themselves just like before. So they go through that like for an year or two, and after that they want to go back, at least like the look of their face or how they are treating. So they want to forget that whatever 1 year or 2 years they looked like. And so
Yeah.
people just build the strength, and they come out like pretty strong after the treatment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think yeah, because I do have my personal experience as well. And
Oh, wow. Okay.
my so I didn't have cancer, but I had a bypass surgery on
Hmm.
my head for the brain, and they had to shave like this part right there.
Oh, wow.
So initially the doctor told me that he's going to shave like half of my hair.
Oh, wow.
And that was so when he said that, I was kind of like everything in my head was like I might go and just shave the whole thing, right?
Right.
And again, I have a little ones. I don't want them to see me shaving my head like complete shave. Oh, what will I tell them? What should I do this, or should I do this, or should I do that? And I went and talked to my hairstylist, and she said, let's wait until that day comes. Don't do anything right now. I will not do anything right now. And she was basically emotional as well at that time. And I was like, okay, then we waited, and the doctor said like, oh no, I'm not going to take the whole half. I'll just take this one part, and you can comb over, so you can't even like see.
Oh, my God.
So it's like, okay, that's what happened. And I mean, like first 2 weeks, after the 2 weeks, once the stitches were removed, I was just combing over. No one can even like see. But again, the mental stress I had to go through,
Yeah.
because I was thinking about like, what if I shave? Because I
Yeah.
was watching the videos and people were doing it, and it was like it was traumatic. It was like really traumatic, and I know like what people feel, especially girls.
Yes.
They love their hair, and that's like the one possession that they have. And this is what I differentiates between a man and a woman, and all that is feeling. So yeah, no, I hear you. I can see how the cancer patients feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely emotional. And yeah, I'm glad that they're in good hands. So
Thank you.
they have
I
they
mean, the
have
other thing
people.
I do want to add to that is that I think one of the other biggest things I've been able to help with is because of my chemistry background is when they
Mhm.
are introducing new products to their hair is the pH of their shampoos and their conditioners and hairsprays. And so I'm
Mhm.
always trying to steer them in a way where I know that pH of a shampoo will work on them, you know?
Okay.
So, because there's so many products out there, it's so overwhelming,
Hmm.
right? It's like,
Okay.
what do
Right.
I use? How do I use it? Is it good for me?
Mhm.
Is it not good for me? My hair, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So
Right.
when I personally see them, touch them, know their journey, I know throughout their journey, sometimes we have to change our products too, because their hair is changing as it goes. So that's also my
Mhm.
job.
Hmm. True. Yeah. No, I hear you. So you have survived three recessions. Which one nearly broke you?
Oh my God. I mean, I know we're probably all tired of hearing about it, but it was definitely COVID. It
Mm-hmm.
was a very auspicious time for my industry. I know for restaurants too. Eventually they got to do takeout. We were just
Mm-hmm.
completely shut down.
Shut down. Right. So how did you survive?
Well, I cried a lot. That's I cried a lot, that's for sure. And, it was, I applied for the loan, the PPP loans. They lost my application the first time. The second time they ran out of money. The third time they ran out of money. So I had to get a loan to keep my business going because I didn't know what else to do. Like, where else am I going to go? So I might as well keep what I have and then hope for the best.
So what's your advice for other people? I mean, there could be another pandemic or something in
Yeah.
future. So how are you planning or protecting for
Mm.
another one? And what's your advice to another entrepreneurs out there?
I would probably say the first thing is, I mean, I think for any business, I've always had a emergency fund, some sorts. I just didn't think it would be COVID and last this long, you know what I mean? Like, we all might have like a month or two here and there that might be kind of wish-washy or whatever, you know,
Mm-hmm.
could be for personal reasons too, but I always say like have that as a background at least, but also like make sure you have a really good bank, like a local bank that knows how to work with you when it comes to emergencies. And since we've all had experience now and the banks have too, I would definitely ask them like, hey, are you guys are into emergency funds? Or the other one is small business loans, or sometimes they do grants too.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely,
Right.
and understand your leasing terms. Can you get out of your lease if there's a pandemic?
Okay.
I don't know if that was really in my lease, to be honest with you. I mean, the word pandemic never really came up.
Mm.
So
Yeah. That's
I think if people had to sign new leases, I think that would have to be because I did not get a break in my rent. So,
okay.
but that's okay. I mean, I still made it. It was just stressful. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
all those things, you gotta know like, hey, what if now that we've all had experience on it, then now you know what it would look like. And so how do you protect yourself more? Is have a good bank, make sure your lease is tied in. If you own your
Mm-hmm.
building, that's probably even better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And is there any like women-owned companies, grants or anything that you can take the leverage
Well, I
on?
did join the Women Economic Ventures, which is WEV. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they're a great group. I actually was with them for a whole year, and not only, I mean, they do loans too, but they do offer if they hear of any women like business grants, they always like email it to me. Here, apply for this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely looked online a lot, but there's SBA, like I said, Small Business Association, the WEB, stuff. It's stuff is out there. I mean, you just have to kind of dig sometimes.
Right. Right. Yeah. And again, like it's also a process, right? And when you're working on your business and you're basically hands-on, it takes time out of your work hours. So that's another thing that you need to keep into an account.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely do.
So, how does the independent stylist model actually work financially?
So, as an independent stylist, I mean, I've been both, but for sure, as an independent stylist, you are in charge of building your clientele and having your own products, like and your tools too, like whatever product line you want to use, color wise, your
Mm-hmm.
mechanical tools. You can, I'm not going to say, yeah, you can set your own hours, but when you're renting a chair from a
Mm-hmm.
salon, you should have a plan. I have contracts with everybody, so they have to commit to so many days, with their
Mm-hmm.
clientele. So
So is it okay? Okay. So what? So if that. So my next question is, where does your next client or like clients typically come from today?
my clients,
Right. Yeah. Your clients are anyone who's renting a chair from your salon.
oh, where do they come from? Wow. Well, I mean, if I had to talk about it in a generational form, like I have, younger people that I work with in the salon, so they really rely on social media.
Mm-hmm.
For me, being in the business for so long, mine is really word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do social media and stuff like that. I do believe though that, social media helps. It's great. People can find you that way or they like your work, what you do. I think it's a plus for sure. But I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like once they're in your chair though, you have to mesh together too.
Right.
Your
Right.
personalities and what you want and what you want to, done and how much, you want to spend and all that kind of stuff. But personally for me, I mostly get word of mouth and that's been like my best thing because
Right.
you guys are my walking, advertisements.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's just that one thing that I recommend in my hairstylist is like Google reviews. Get your Google reviews
Yes,
because
that's
you
true.
you have like the best customers out there. Like I've been her client for 3 years, and I told her like, you never asked me for a Google review, and if you did, I would have given you like the best rating.
Oh,
And so the
that's
last
true though
time when I
too,
was
reviews.
there, yeah, I mean, like if you're really satisfied and if you're going back, you're retaining a customer. That means the customer really likes you. The
Yeah.
client really likes you and your work. All you need to do is like, hey, can you, if you like my work, can you just go and give me a review? And the clients will be so happy to give you the review, right? And
Yes.
so I said, like, you need to get it. You need to get it. And last time when I was there, she did my balayage, and I
Okay.
loved it so much. And I
Right.
did the before and after pictures, and I posted on my Facebook and Instagram. And I told her, like, I'm going to put you, I know you didn't ask me, but I'm going to put you a Google review. And now I want you to go to every client that you're seeing for 2 or more years. I want them to give a review because that's where right now, like everyone, if someone is moving to that new city and
Yes.
if they don't know who the best person to work with,
Yes.
the first resort is Google reviews.
Yeah.
Now the trend is a little bit changing. Now I think in future, I think ChatGPT will be the place that people
Yeah.
will rely on.
Yeah.
But still, the Google reviews go a long way. I think yeah, that was my piece of advice for my hairstylist. Like, just get the Google reviews, post your Instagram, Facebook updates before, after. You do great job. Just do that, and people are going to come and knock on your door.
And they will too. I mean, thank you for saying that because sometimes I just get so busy that I
Mm-hmm.
usually just take like before and after pictures, and so I don't
Mm-hmm.
think about the review, but I know there's a barcode for that on Google review for like your own page.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a great idea to actually post that on your station, and that way people can click on it and do an instant review right there and then.
Okay, that's what you do. That's what you have.
Yeah, I need to do it actually. I just found out about it. So when I go into my own like page on Google for my reviews, because I log
Mm-hmm.
into that business account, it'll say, here's your barcode, and you can print it out,
Oh,
and then people can just use their phone, take that
and
picture, and
just
it'll take you
click.
straight into that review.
Oh, yeah, that'll be good to have. Maybe I'll tell my hairstylist. Well, I'll just do a
Yeah,
little bit
it's
of
like,
research and we'll.
yeah, it's just like you want
Yeah,
to write a review, boom, there you go. It's like they're sitting in your chair, they love it, boom, 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 boom.
Eleni, one thing I need to say is like you need to ask. People will not do it even if
I
you
know.
just show up there. You need to ask. So it's like someone told me this. There are different versions of it. Like the baby who cries gets the milk.
Yes.
So if the other baby is not crying, they don't get milk because mom is going
No.
to think that they're not hungry. So
Right.
it's always you just need to ask. It's a simple thing, right? And they love to do that for you and for your service.
Yes, they do. They do. Like some people like to be a little bit more private. I mean, my people are like business people. Sometimes they don't want their name out there.
You can post anonymous. You don't
Can
have to
you?
give your name. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Oh,
you can basically say anonymous. You don't have to share your name.
wow, I didn't know that. Always learning something new, you know?
So, what gap is in the market is your upcoming product line designed to fill?
So my My product line, I like what kind of hair type or
No, so you have a new product line, the shampoos that you're coming up with, right? So what's
yeah.
the gap that's filling?
So that one is going for, I mean, hair is not fully developed until you're like in your 20s, like, like 20, 21, you know?
Hmm.
And so that's when you kind of know your hair structure more. So I tend to, I mean, I am Greek, so I tend to have a lot of hair. My family does too, and I do a lot of ethnic hair.
Hmm.
That more and more and more of it. As I get a lot. I guess that I just attract that because of I can do it. So my
Hmm.
product line is designed for that on a pH, level where it keeps the frizz down and the shine and all that stuff. So it's really designated. I mean, I have another shampoo that's for, volume, but
Hmm.
I'm in California. People think, oh, it's nice and sunny all the time, but we do get humidity and we're not used to being humid. And so if our hair frizzes out at, even at 20%, we all freak out. Oh my God,
Hmm.
that frizz. Ah, that kind of thing. Not like the East Coast, that's for sure. But California is very different that way. We're just like we all freak out. Oh my God, my hair looks so frizzy. So I kind
Yeah.
of went with that. I got a lot of people asking me that. And there's just again, I've tried so many products over the years, so I just had to kind of build something around that.
Okay. And so the products that you have as a product line in your business, are you're only going to use them in your salon or they can find it somewhere else? Can they buy?
Well, right now, I mean, I started it pre-COVID. And I sold a lot of it. And then I was ready to do my website for it so I can sell it online because that was my testing ground was in the salon,
Hmm.
with my people and my renters and all that. And so it did really well. And I thought, okay, now I'm ready to like launch this online. And then COVID happened. And
Hmm.
then my manufacturer shut down after 30 years. And so,
Mm.
I mean, I basically am on the hunt for a new manufacturer and a chemist that can work with lower MOQs, which is,
Hmm.
not having like to get like, 5,000 bottles of shampoo made, like
Hmm.
just a low MOQs, for small businesses and then, expand. So it did great, but then that happened. And so now I'm in the process of, revamping it and doing the best I can with bringing it back to the table. I have a lot of
Okay.
people asking for it. So I'm working
Okay.
on it. I'm working on it.
Okay. So how are you planning to find the manufacturers?
So I definitely go to a lot of, I want to say like, well, maybe not like hair shows, but they're more for like professional, people that are seeking to expand in the business, with products. So
Okay.
sometimes they're at hair shows, but I am going to one in Vegas in July, and
Okay.
on that one we'll have a lot of chemists and manufacturers there. And, I'm hoping that, I will attract the right person from that with a low MOQ and somebody's willing to work with a small business first and then
Okay.
grow from there.
Okay. I'm just a little bit confused. Why do you need a chemist?
So a chemist is the person who actually makes your shampoo. They're the ones who formulate your shampoo.
Okay.
And so like
Okay.
I can say, okay, well, I want this and this and this in my line, and this is the performance that I want. This is the
Uh-huh.
fragrance that I want. But they're the ones
Okay.
who are actually putting it together, and then they have to do all the testing so it can go to market. Like,
Okay.
that it's, safe and, FDA approved and, all
Right.
that kind of stuff. So, and it
Right.
has to go through a lot of testing, and that's what chemists.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now I get it. Okay. Uh, yeah. I'm kind of
Yeah,
drawing the picture like, oh, yeah, why do you need a chemist? Yeah, you're definitely right. So they need to make sure the safety of the product
yeah,
before they release it into the market and they don't want any reactions.
exactly.
And okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah.
So how do you price corrective color when every head is a different puzzle?
So with that one, the one thing I always like to do first, and again, this could happen, but this would be my norm. If somebody calls
Hmm.
me and says, "Hey, I need a color correction," or I did something with myself at home, or maybe with someone else, or whatever the reason is, I always ask for a consultation first
Okay.
because I need to see it, touch it, ask their history, what their goal is from that on. It also depends on the length and the density of their hair.
Hmm.
I do get really busy. I mean, I do get booked ahead of time. I do a lot of color corrections too. So if they can't make it in, I have them like text me a picture of them, of their
Okay.
hair, and it kind of gives me an idea. And then I have them send me what their goal is if I don't have time to see them, but I can kind of gauge, okay, this might take me 3 or 4 hours, but some
Hmm.
people like to charge by the hour.
Hmm.
You know, I've been doing this a long time, so I can like kind of download it in my mind, like, okay, this is how much product I'm gonna need. This is how much time I'm going to be with this person. I kind of
Hmm.
give them a roundabout figure. It's not a solid figure because you just don't know what you're going to run into.
Right.
And I'm honest with everybody about that. Like they're like, "Oh, I heard you're
Yeah.
amazing," and well, you do miracles, and I'm like, "Yeah," but nobody really sees the process of when I'm doing it.
Mm, yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. So when a new client finds you online, so you said most of it's word of mouth, right? Do you get any online clients? And if yes, what does that journey look like?
So recently, kind of funny you said that. I mean, I'm on social media, but I'm not on social media like a lot. So I'm more behind the chair,
Okay.
like I'll post stuff here and there, but apparently, which is great. I never thought this would happen, but I one of my clients came in, she's like, "Do you know you're on Nextdoor?"
Huh.
Everybody talks about Nextdoor. The app Nextdoor.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Somebody said, "Oh my God, your name's," somebody's asking for it. Like you said, like somebody just moved into town, they need a new
Mm-hmm.
person. And
Mm-hmm.
so one of my clients said, "Your name's all over on Nextdoor." I'm like, "It is?" And so I'm like, I don't have time to be on every social media, but I'm like, well, that's cool. That makes me feel good. And
Mm-hmm.
then I do get people from Facebook, and again, people who are moving into town and they're asking, "Hey, where did you get your hair done?" Or who
Right.
specializes in that. So,
Yeah.
and then I get Yelp too.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's how they get in, and
Yeah.
they ask for you. I mean, that's a good spot to be, right? Like you're
Yeah.
not looking for the clients; they're looking for you.
They're
So
looking
that's
for me.
always a good spot to be. I mean, like yeah, if I'm like famous on Nextdoor, I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'm like, I had no idea. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I mean, but again, I've been around for a long time, so your reputation is everything.
Mm-hmm. True. And that's what I think that's what I do. Like when I moved to a new city, I think I kind of relied on Google. And I think back in 2015, no, 2016, I want to get like the best hairstylist in
Yeah.
Charlotte. And I was
Oh,
kind of looking up and online, and I was like, I used to read the reviews, so that's where I rely. That's why I told my hairstylist, or I was basically telling you like the Google reviews.
yeah.
That's how I find people. And I
Hmm.
found this lady, and I just go to her, and I said like, hey, I want this particular lady, and I want to get the haircut done. So I went her, and she was wonderful.
Yeah,
And
that's
next
awesome.
next time I wanted to go with her, so she moved. She was just working in that salon, and she opened her new salon. Like she was the owner in this other place. So I went to see her, and she was great. The only complaint I had was like she had like long nails, like
Oh,
cow long nails. Whenever she was doing my hair, she was scratching my neck.
you're like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
other than that, like she was great.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, no, I think that's great. That's like the good position to be in, Eleni. Like
Yeah.
people looking for you. So how do you stay top of mind between appointments right now?
How
So
do
do
I
you
what?
have any? So do you have any tracking system? So if someone sees you today
Oh,
and you need to book the next appointment,
yeah,
so do you have any tracking
I
system
do.
that you?
I mean, I do a lot of the online booking. So that's been like an amazing thing that has happened in our industry. I think almost for anybody in the service provider industry.
Mm-hmm.
where, people can book online if they want to. Before I used to have to, everything was paper. I had to carry my books. I had to write down their emails. I had to write, I mean, I literally, it took me, I'd have to call them to remind them of their appointments, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And so everything
Mm-hmm.
is so automated now, and it doesn't mean they only can book online. No, everybody has my phone number. If they don't like booking online, they can reach out to me. But my booking
Mm-hmm.
system is amazing and it keeps track of when you come in, what I did. It also has a place for formulations. So when I do your formula, there's a place for me to go in there and like I look at all your history
Okay.
and then it has notes. Then I'll put in like, okay, these are the medications or, stuff like that,
Hmm.
because I do a lot of people. I can't, when I was younger,
Yeah.
I used to take a lot of pride. I remember everybody,
Right,
but
right. Yeah, no, I think you don't want no shows, right? So that's a big bummer too. Like
oh,
you don't want
that, yes. I
the
do have to say
reminders.
reminders, reminders, reminders.
Yep. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Because now I don't know when my next appointment is. I'm waiting
Right.
for that reminder to
Yeah.
tell me that this is the weekend because I don't look and
Yeah.
it really helps. Reminders definitely helps and
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, if you have the system automated, that's like the best thing.
It's the
That's
best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. I mean, people who don't do it, I'm like, why do you guys not do this? And they're like, well, it just seems like it would be complicated. I go, I know, but it's not. Once you get in it, like everybody loves
yeah.
it.
Yeah, no. Let me ask you this follow-up question, right? So you said you're using an app. I don't know if it's a Square or
Mhm.
there are other apps. So if you're doing someone's hair and basically once you color, they need to sit for like 35, 40 minutes. Do you take another customer or you just wait?
So my personal experience, and I'll share this because I think hairstylists need to hear this too. Like in the beginning, I didn't, I had to wait for people and then I got busier. And then
One
people,
1 second,
yeah, sure.
Eleni. Yeah. Can you go downstairs, please? I'm on the call. Sorry.
Oh, that's,
I
it's
had to
okay.
cut I had to edit this part.
Oh, totally. So okay. So
Sorry.
that's okay. So what I used to do, over, 10, 12 years ago, actually even more than that. I was, our industry was like, oh, she's so busy. She has to take people in between and, oh my gosh, she's that busy, But then I realized I was like, oh my God, I have zero breathing room. If one
Mm-hmm.
person's late, it ruins my
Yeah.
whole schedule. It ruins their schedule
Schedule.
too. It's not just about me.
Right.
And then people have this notion like if you do that, you make more money. But I'll be honest with you, you don't because
Mm-hmm.
if you make a mistake or that person runs late or anything could happen during a chemical service, just anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
if that goes the wrong way, you don't have time to fix it. And, you just don't. So
Okay. Makes
I
sense.
decided that I have to be very mindful of who I'm doing, how long they take. Do I take
Mm-hmm.
people in between? Sometimes I do because there are emergencies, weddings, photos, stuff like that. But I know who I'm doing, and I
Right.
know
Right.
what, and they appreciate it too. But I really don't make it a habit of doing it because they are paying for that time as well. And I do charge for it.
Right. Right. Right.
A pizza party. Mom,
I want pizza too.
Sorry.
I want a pizza.
Give me 5 minutes, okay? I'll
Can I
wrap it.
kiss
Can you please go? I'm actually on call. Can you go ask Daddy, please?
Oh, he's sleeping.
Can you wake him up, please? Sorry,
I'm
we were supposed to go for a pizza party, like his soccer team.
And now they
Um,
remember, like, I want pizza.
so I just have one last question, and I'll wrap it up. So what if you could automate one thing you do manually every week? What would it be?
If I had to what?
If you had to automate
Oh,
one
what?
thing you
What?
do manually
Oh, manually.
every every week,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Gosh, that's such a good question because I'm such a hands-on person. Gosh, but what would it be? Gosh, I wish I had somebody who just, shampooed for me.
We're We're not yet there, but
I
there will be
know.
some robots doing it for you. Where they're scratching my neck and like
Yeah.
my head and all
Girl,
that.
I'm telling you, like, I think, I know our business is so different. We're service providers. It's like, waitress.
Hmm.
It's like, you know, for we are so hands-on with everything. I mean, but
Hmm.
if I didn't, I mean, that question would be more to the online booking thing where I don't have to spend a lot of time doing
Hmm.
that.
Right.
Marketing's getting different, stuff like that. I know they are coming out with like AI personal assistants. I haven't tried it yet, but
Hmm. Hmm.
that could be
No,
a
I
possibility.
yeah, no, I think they're great. Like AI has advanced
Yeah,
so much right now, especially like we don't want a robot or AI doing your hair, like
right.
messing it up and all that. But at least like on the admin side of it for a business, if they
Yeah,
can handle it
yeah,
and take some time off of your plate and
yeah.
automate some stuff, I think that is great. I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think that is such a time sucker, on top of what you're
Hmm.
being creative, but then you have this side of it, the business that
Right.
is also needs your attention. But I
Hmm.
think with AI, I mean, some people go, "Oh my God, I hate AI or whatever," and I'm like, actually, don't knock it till you try it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not perfect, but I feel
Right.
like it's definitely helped me in my business as far as, newsletters or
Hmm.
making sure like I have to write something under 100 words. I'll write something
Right.
out and I'll put it in to make sure it's under 100 words, but I'm still saying what I need to say.
Right. 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 Yeah. True. True. Yeah. No. That's one thing I use all every time, like for
Yeah.
emails, right?
Yes.
So I put my mind into it. I don't have to look for the grammar and is my wording. Am I repeating myself? And I just say it rewrite, and it does it for me. So that's a great. Yeah. That. I mean, like if you're using it as a tool, I think that's like perfect. But
I think
don't
it's
just
great.
rely on it completely.
I mean, I think people forget too that there's always somebody behind AI working AI.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah, there's always human in the loop.
So,
So yeah, so Eleni, I think that's a wrap. And
okay.
so yeah, it has been one of those conversations that stay with you. And
Oh, thank
from
you.
from Greece to glitter, from waitressing nights to certifying the next generation of colorists.
Yeah.
Your story is a proof that craft, grit, and genuine compassion can build something that lasts. And thank you for sharing your generously with us today.
Thank you
And
for so much.
and for everyone listening, check out eSalon in Goleta, California, and follow Eleni's journey, especially this new product line she got.
Thank
And Eleni, do you want to say where people can find you?
Yeah, so I am in Goleta. It is part of Santa Barbara, California. Goleta became its own city in 2004, but we're still considered, Santa Barbara, So you can find me on, I have my website, www.esalonsb.com. You can find me on there too. So the one thing I will say too, real quick, there is another business called eSalon, and I
Mm-hmm.
think they're on the East Coast. They sell color. I'm not that
Okay.
person. Sometimes people confuse me
Okay.
with that.
I think when I looked it up, yes, there's something else popped up as well. Okay, that's good that you clarified that.
Yeah, so I'm actually a hair salon and not selling hair color. So, I
Okay.
mean, it doesn't happen very often, but just putting it out there. But yeah, I'm on the social media links and Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that.
Yep. Thank you, Eleni, for your time today.
Thank you so much. It was so nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.